This is a Julius Caesar, a Tier 4 premium Italian battleship. Yep, that's right, it's not the Giulio Cesare, as a quick check with the Bing translator will show. It is the Julius Caesar. It has been in the store for quite some time for 6,250 doubloons, or around $25 toward the end of the Pride of Prussia campaign. The ship was on sale for 5,000 doubloons, or $20, and with my good luck and fortune with Littorio, I decided to purchase the ship and check it out for myself. I've heard many things about it. There's a lot of videos from a year ago that show that the ship did have some pretty good performance. So how does it do with Littorio? Let's check it out. Base trait is Rosa Barbamento, reduces the repair time of incapacitated modules as well as duration of fire and flooding on your battleship. As for inspirations, Andrew Cunningham, concentrated devastation increases the shell grouping of your battleship's main guns, and Robert Joujard for borer increases the battleship's AP shell penetration. As for skills, this is a standard accuracy build for the Italian battleships, and as we probably all know by now, the Italians do not have a historical accuracy commander for their battleships, so Littorio is about it at the moment, I'm sorry to say. First skill is Flammable Cannoneer, increases the main battery range and shell grouping for your battleships, but increases the chance of causing fire for any ship type. The second skill is Gyrating Drill Bits, increases the main battery traverse speed and armor-piercing damage of your battleship, but it is at the cost of decreased maximum speed. Third skill is Marksmanship, increases the main battery shell grouping for any ship type, but it does reduce the rudder shift speed. And then the last skill here is Reaching Out XXL, increases the maximum range of the main battery yet again, so this really does help out the accuracy of the Julius Caesar, big time actually. And for the legendary skill, Fight Fire with Fire, removes damage over time effects from your ship whenever there are 3 concurrent fires and reduces the fire damage. This effect can only be triggered if your damage control party is on cooldown or fully depleted. Alright, so let's check out the upgrades. It is pretty simple. Being a Tier 4 premium battleship, you have only one upgrade here, and it is, as you would expect, Aiming Systems Mod 1. Dispersion of the main battery is improved by 7%, and the secondary battery firing range and its dispersion is improved by 5% respectively. There are no torpedoes on the Julius Caesar. And let's take a look at the loadout. High explosive shells, armor-piercing shells, as we will get into in a bit. And then the consumables are the damage control party. Duration is 15 seconds with a reload time of 76 seconds, and there is an unlimited number of those consumables. And then the repair party is the next consumable. Partially restores a ship's HP by repairing any light damage at the rate of 227 hit points per second. Duration is 28 seconds with a reload time of 76 seconds, and you have 3 of those consumables. And then we have the enhanced secondary targeting consumable. Shell grouping of the secondary battery is improved by 100%. Its dispersion is improved by 50%. Duration is 30 seconds. Reload time is 152 seconds. And there are 3 of those consumables. I don't have any boosters right here, but during a battle there can be more boosters. I do, however, have the Epic Battle Booster to increase the maximum range of the main guns, which I feel is probably going to be suspect here on this Tier 4 premium battleship. And the ship comes with a Type 9 premium permanent camouflage, sea detectability range, and its dispersion is 4.5% respectively. And the stats: survivability hit points is 45,500, armor is 6 to 280 millimeters, torpedo damage reduction is 30%, Artillery, looks like you have 10 guns on 4 turrets. Firing range is 16.7 kilometers. Reload time is 30 seconds with a traverse speed of 29 seconds. Those are all about average. HE shells have a maximum damage of 4,800 with a 35% chance of setting fire, which is pretty good. Armor-piercing shells have a maximum damage of 10,476, which is awesome. Secondary armament, there are 2 types of secondaries, and they both reach out to 4.2 kilometers. 100 millimeters have 8 guns, reload time 6 seconds. Maximum HE shell damage is 1,500 with a 6% chance of setting fire. And then the 120 millimeters have a reload time of 6 seconds. There are 12 guns. And the armor-piercing shell damage of the 120 millimeter secondaries is 2,000. AA defenses, you do have a great number of AA defenses here. If this is anything like the other battleships in the main Italian battleship line, you may be able to clear the sky pretty well with this AA defense. Maneuverability, maximum speed is 25.9 knots. Turning circle radius is 640 meters. Rudder shift time is 13.7 seconds. Concealment, detectability range by sea is 12.7 kilometers. Range by air is 10.6 kilometers. And detectability while firing in the smoke is 10.5 kilometers. All right, so let's take a look at the armor view. And here you can see you have your normal green armor on the bow and the stern, but there is a lot of orange armor, which is good to see. Let's take a look at the citadel here, and here you can see there is this blue area right here in the front of the citadel, very narrow area, and you can get taken out by this. A lot of people, I think, are familiar with the term golden BB, and that is where a very small round can take out a very big, complicated piece of equipment. And if you get hit in this small area, you will definitely get taken for a citadel hit at least. But the rest of the armor here does look pretty well armored. And this is 34 to 75 millimeter, can cause armor-piercing shells to ricochet at appropriate angle. Resists high explosive shells of up to 203 millimeters. And then you have cruiser grade armor, which is 76 to 160 millimeters. So you are kind of protected here, but I think, you want to be mindful of this blue area here. And as always, really in any ship, you do want to watch your angles, otherwise you will get taken out with citadel hits regardless. Overview, ironclad, above average armor thickness, greater resistance to all forms of armor penetration. Well, that is good. That's kind of what we saw there in the armor view with all of that orange armor. Let's hope that that holds up in battle. Modest guns, the ship is armed with low caliber main battery guns, and okay, I guess we'll have to see how it works out in a standard battle, but yeah, we'll just have to see. The Julius Caesar is the lead ship in the first series of Italian dreadnoughts. In the 1930s, the ship was rebuilt with more powerful, longer range guns. Additionally, torpedo protection and considerably more speed than before, making her a formidable opponent for the majority of battleships at that time. Entered service in 1914, and there were 3 ships in the series. Alright, well that's it for the setup of the ship and the commander. Let's go out in a standard battle and check out some highlights. Alright, so here we go with the Julius Caesar in standard. We're in Neighbors. This is one of my favorite maps, as it turns out. So I'm glad to see that the match is on this map. There is a great many battleships on both teams, and this is an aircraft carrier match. So we'll be looking to see how many airplanes we can knock out of the sky. But yeah, so even though I checked out videos from a year ago, and you do see some kind of high scores posted on those videos, they were from some of the more well-known community contributors and expert players. Average people, I seem to recall at the time, were saying that the ship was not really that great and was a little bit underwhelming. So that was one of the main reasons I never pursued it, because I didn't think the ship had that much potential in spite of those few videos that I saw. But now, as I said earlier, with my great fortune with Littorio and the great performance I was getting out of this accuracy build commander, I just could not pass up the deal for 5,000 doubloons for the ship, especially when it's half the price of a lot of other premium ships in the store at 10,000 doubloons, even though those are for slightly higher tiered ships. 6,250 doubloons is considered kind of like a small amount of money to pay, and I always thought that that was because the ship wasn't so great. So whether that's right or wrong, that was my reasoning. Here I've got this Ishizushi in front of me. I did take an initial shot at it, and I am backing up because I would rather back up and move to a different location than go out into the kill box, as it were, and make myself more of a target for the red team. So I am backing up, and now the Ishizushi is going broadside, and this is awesome. 2 more seconds before we reload. And all right, so we're going to take a shot at him as he is broadside. That is great. And this right here is exactly why I backed up, because they misjudge where you are and the shells fall short. And I did get 2 citadel hits on that Ishizushi. So there you go. That is a warning for anybody in a battleship in a standard match trying to move from your starting location. When you go broadside, that is exactly what is going to happen to you. So 23,000 right off the bat to start the match on 4 main gun hits. That is an awesome percentage right there. And I am looking to take a shot at the Phoenix. That was a very bad shot, even though I got 1 nick for like 1,048 it looked like. That was definitely not great. I could have done a much better job at targeting the Phoenix right there. And hopefully it'll be around in 9 seconds for this reload, because I'm expecting to take him out. He really does not have much left, and my teammate took him out with no problem. And the Ishizushi is pretty maneuverable apparently, because it did do a 180 and now it's going in the other direction. That was the same Ishizushi we saw before. And there you see another Julius Caesar on the red team, and as the match progresses, you're going to see that guy come around, and we are going to engage at Julius Caesar, and we're going to see how well the Citadel holds up, because we are going to be broadside to broadside, ship versus ship, and we're just going to see if my angling might be a little bit better than the red team's Julius Caesar as far as making my Citadel vulnerable, or whether his Citadel is vulnerable. But that's going to be for a few minutes yet. There's an El-Gahari there that we're kind of looking at. The island indicator is up, so I don't have a shot at him. Now it's gone, and I do have a shot. And you can see I am spotted by the red team aircraft carrier, and there are some torpedoes coming at me from the red team aircraft carrier, and he does get 1 hit. But we did shoot down a couple of his planes though, so that is great. 3 aircraft shot down from that attack squadron. So another 9 seconds and we'll have a shot at the El-Gahari. There is a 4th aircraft shot down. So yeah, you can definitely clear the sky with this ship if they choose to attack you in their aircraft carrier. Alright, so there is a red team Ishizushi going broadside yet again. And we're going to see if we can take care of this situation, because that is a little bit too much of a broadside actually. Those look like they're going to be some pretty good hits, and that is a Citadel hit on the Ishizushi. I think that's 3 Citadel hits on the Ishizushi so far. So if you have a Ishizushi, do not do that unless you want to get taken out really quick like. And here looks like I am going to be reloaded and have a final shot at this Ishizushi. And there the rounds go. Let's see if we can take them out. And there are 2 more hits and a destruction. So we're up to 60,000 damage already. A little bit less than 6 minutes in. And now we're targeting the Algahari, and now we're starting to get hit from the other side. A couple fires started, and I'm going to be looking over here to see what's going on, and it is the red team Julius Caesar. So I am figuring that I am going to have a much quicker time to get my guns on target if I hit full speed and turn to the left over here rather than continue to back up and allow my guns to traverse to engage at Julius Caesar. So now I'm going to turn around and kind of go in a little bit of a kill box here in the central location of many of these red team battleships. And there you can see the Julius Caesar. If you look at the angle of my ship down at the bottom, you can see I do have more of an angle to the Julius Caesar, who is giving me much of a broadside here. And you can see 2 more citadel hits. So even though we had the armor view that looked pretty good with that orange armor, you can see that the Julius Caesar really is vulnerable to citadel hits when you're broadside like this. So you definitely want to keep an angle. You can see the ship icon down at the bottom of the picture here is showing more of an angle. I'm hoping that that will prevent serious damage from that Julius Caesar. And here it looks like we really are going to take this guy out. And there you go. There is yet another citadel hit. And we definitely took that guy out. Looks like we got a high caliber medal, 113,000 damage. So even though I heard that the Julius Caesar was not really that great of a ship, you know, in spite of those videos I saw where a lot of the more well-known and much better players were getting pretty substantial scores with the Julius Caesar, my thoughts on it at the time was that I was going to have a hard time with the Julius Caesar. So, but that was a year ago. You know, I might be a little bit better of a player now. Maybe that has a little bit to do with it. I think Littorio definitely has a lot to do with it. And here I am going to get hit by those torpedoes, and we get some more airplanes shot down, at least one more. But now we are really out in this kill box here because I see no way to really stop the momentum. So I have decided to keep pushing forward, and you can see from the score we are going to lose the match anyway. So at this point I'm just looking to highlight the damage potential of the Julius Caesar, and I'm not really looking to win the match. And we do get another citadel hit on the Montesilio, and we're up to 129,000 damage. 7 citadel hits, 8 aircraft shot down, 28 secondaries. That must be for net engagement with the Julius Caesar. A 3rd destroyed ship, so that is awesome. We're up to 130,000 damage. We're up against this Algahari over here. The torpedoes are going to get us, looks like, one more time. And yeah, we're behind by 100 points. And now that I'm in the middle of this mix, I really see no way to get out of it. We do get destroyed, but we do get the Algahari for another 10,000 damage. And we did finish this match with 140,000 by the time it was all said and done. 7 citadel hits, 8 enemy aircraft shot down, and 3 destroyed ships. So that is it for the Julius Caesar. I really see a lot of potential in the ship, especially with Littorio commanding. This is the Jaguar, and I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you like it.